here's what we're making today. The Sarah bag by MoreMeKnow. This is the last piece from the Sew Whatever box that I got. I've already done the mini Triskel. I've done the Linda, and now here's the Sarah. Very cute. It's got two cute pockets in the front. They aren't quite deep enough for iPhone 14 Pro Max, which is okay. And then you have handles and a crossbody strap. Then you've got a top zipper closure and a zipper pocket and tons of room on the inside. This is big enough for a water bottle. Let me see. I have a water bottle here. Oh yeah, easily fit a water bottle. Perfect. You know, I like to carry a water bottle. And very cute. I used zero interfacing for this. Would I add some next time? I'd probably add some to the bottom. I'd probably add a piece of Decaville Heavy to the bottom. It's really easy. I don't know what she calls it. Let's go look. I don't see off the top here what it is. So, but you can make it into a tote handbag or a backpack. This is the handbag version. So go get the pattern, get your materials, and let's get started. We're gonna make the Sarah bag by MoreMeKnow. This is the last bag that was in the Sew Whatever box. So I've got it all cut out, and I'm gonna just go over the pieces as I make the bag. It's a tote. I'm gonna make the handbag version of it. I'm really not into backpacks. I don't know why either. I'm not into them. So I'm gonna make the handbag version with a crossbody strap. At least that's my plan. The Sarah bag by MoreMeKnow. Let's get started. So I'm gonna do the two-tone strap, but I didn't have quite the length of the cork, and so I am going to connect these, and they'll be fine. They'll be fine. So you put them right sides together if you need to make something longer or you want to connect them. Right sides together on the corner, and then we're gonna stitch at a diagonal. Now, if you want to mark it, I'll show you. So you want to be fairly accurate. This is going to get folded in, so I think it'll be fine. I didn't mark, did it? Okay. Let's see, am I out of ink in there? No, it's brand new. Sometimes these leather pens don't mark well on cork, so we'll just use a pen. A pen. Okay. So just like that, on the diagonal, and let's stitch that together. When you've done enough of these, you don't really need to mark it, but I thought I'd show you guys if you didn't know how to do it. Some will and some won't. And then I'm going to trim that to about 1/4 of an inch. And I am going to fold it over, so there you have a nice even seam, but I'm going to fold it over and top stitch there. I know it'll bring attention to where the connection is, but it'll just do so much nicer if it's top stitched down. And then I'll turn and come this way. And back down. Okay, I want to make sure everybody notices I put my needle guard on. And my little finger is healing pretty good. It doesn't hurt anymore, thank goodness. I know, it was very bad. I pulled a couple threads out of it. Not good. Just be careful, guys. These machines are powerful. So there's our top stitch on that cork. So now, I'm going to do this all on fast forward, but I'm going to put a line down the middle, all the way down the middle, and we're going to fold that in on itself. Now this is a smaller piece because this is going to be the top. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. This cork does not like to be taped. So that was a bit of a struggle. I don't know if you noticed that on the fast forward, but it was kind of painful. So then I just put a piece of 1/2 inch double-sided tape, and we're gonna add that. And I'm gonna overlap it about 1 inch. And then we're just putting those raw folded edges together. And just get it on there as straight as you can. Yeah, that was, I mean, these double-sided or two-tone straps are worth it, but they do take a considerable amount of more time, just FYI. I think they're worth it. It depends on the bag, but I think it's definitely worth the extra time. And I have a tiny bit, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna trim this off just a little, so I have a little more overlap. Okay, that took a whole minute. So there you have it, and I just folded that over. I just realized that is really not straight, so let's fix that. Better. Okay. All right, let's sew down each side. it's worth it. It really is. These two-tone straps are just really worth it. I mean, look how pretty that is. It's gorgeous. I love it. All right, now let's put our hardware on. Okay, let's see. Up. Oops, get it on there right. Up and over. This Luxe, it's her Luxe from MoreMeKnow. It's really nice. Now I am gonna sew, whoops, I'm gonna sew a couple stitches because this is a fairly large tote. And then I also will put a rivet. I'm just trying to get it nice and even, and I'm going to decrease my stitch to about a 3.5. So I'll do 2 rows. One more, and then I'll put a rivet in between. Okay. If it wasn't a big tote, I would just use rivets. But, you know, when you have a big tote like this, these straps are going to carry a lot of weight. So you want them to be really secure. Okay, let me grab my rivet. She didn't give any rivets, so hold on, I'm gonna use some of my own. All right, so I put 2 rows of stitches and then a rivet in between those 2. So let's put our swivels on. A lot of noise. Hardware is very noisy. Up and through our slide adjuster. It's a little easier to know if you don't have things twisted when you have a 2-tone strap as well. And then we're going to fold that over. Same thing, I'm going to do 2 rows of stitches. And put a rivet in between. And I don't know if you noticed, but I always do my top stitching on these on the right side. And there's a reason for that. Your better stitches are always on top. Even though they look very similar, they're always better from the top thread. And so I always like to do that from the top. All right, let's put another rivet right in between our 2 stitches. Don't put a hole through your stitches. You won't be happy with the result. All right, let me go press that. Isn't that pretty? It's just very, very pretty. All right, next step. All right, I'm gonna first start with my back panel. So I have 3 pieces, the exterior bottom, the exterior middle, and an exterior top. So this is how it's gonna end up looking. So I'm gonna take my exterior middle, and you can tell your bottom has the little cutouts. Lay that right sides together. And we're going to stitch that together at the seam allowance in the pattern. Okay. And then we're going to turn and top stitch. And I'm going to change my stitching length to a 4 for most of this bag. You guys, look at that. It's gorgeous. All right, let's put the top on. Same story, second dance. Same song, second dance, or however that phrase goes. All right, so I put my tag on the back. It's just, it brings out that aqua or teal. I love it. All right, now we're gonna take our last bottom piece, the ones with the little cutout, and our front middle piece, and we're gonna clip those together and sew it exactly like we did the back. Seam allowance in the pattern, turn and top stitch it, and she has, suggest to put your tag there on the front, but I put mine on the back. All right, so that's what you have. Now, if you want to put your tag on the front, you can do it here or here, whichever suits your fancy. Now, take one of your zipper tabs. You should have 3 of them. Mark all 3 down the middle, the short side. On this one, put a piece of tape on the short ends, and we're going to fold that to the line. This is very unique how she's doing this. I actually like it. We'll see. I've never done a bag like this before. So she tells you what this measurement should be. Yeah, it's pretty close. Pretty close. Now I am going to put another, just a few little 1/8 inch pieces of tape so it'll stay where I want it. And I'm putting them out of my stitches, my seam stitches, whatever you want to call it. All right, so that's what you have. Now we're going to add this, and I marked it on the wrong side. That's funny, Borb. So you have a certain length of zipper. Mark your center, and we're gonna add this right here centered. I know, it's kind of weird. Never done it. I like it. Okay, and we're just gonna center that here. And then we're gonna stitch all the way around. How's that for unique? So I'm going to start up here because this will actually be hidden. It may not be hidden. No, it won't be, so just be careful. And do your stitches all the way around. I know it's a box. I actually didn't do too bad. All right. Not bad. I don't know how visible these tops are, to be honest. I don't know. But that's what you should have. What we're doing is we're dividing that front. There's 2 zipper pockets in the front. So now let's add our zipper pulls. Let me look at my directions. Yeah. Add your zipper pulls. One on either end. Oh my gosh. Perfect. That's not so perfect. That's perfect. Okay. So that's what you should have. Oh my gosh, isn't this going to be cute? Wow. Next step. So on these 2 remaining tabs, you're going to add a piece of tape on one side and fold it down to the mark you made in the middle. Just like that. And then we are going to add this right along that line, or that 1/2 inch mark. And oops, I ran out of bottom. Okay, take those 2 prepared zipper tabs and lay them right on top of your zipper on the end with the folded edge here. And we're just going to stitch that at 1/8 of an inch top stitch. And then she talks about, this is, I got a little confused by this, but don't go by me because I think I'm easily confused. She talks about trimming, I didn't know exactly where to put it, but she does talk about trimming your zipper to about 1/2 an inch behind here. That way it keeps it out of the seam louts. And so that's what she's talking about. I'm easily confused, and I just am throwing things on the floor. Let's do this other side. I start off my day picking my threads and making sure they're going in the wastebasket, and as the day goes along, I just throw them on the floor. I try and hit the wastebasket, but if I'm not successful, so be it. Now, because I cut that zipper, I am going to burn the ends pretty good. I know you guys do the same thing with your trash. Okay, so there is your prepared zipper. Very, very unique. I like it.
Next
All right,
step.
so now we're gonna, I put an 1/8 inch piece of double-sided tape here on my middle. And then we're gonna lay the zipper right sides down. So they're right sides together. And you don't have to use tape. You could base this. I gotta get this closer to me so I can see what I'm doing. Now, again, 1/8 inch double-sided tape doesn't always hold things very well. So, for this purpose, it'll be fine because I'm gonna go ahead and baste it as well. I just wanted to get it on there nice and straight. So I'm gonna baste it at 1/8 of an inch. Just be aware of your zipper pulls, where they are. Okay. Now grab one of your front pocket linings and lay that right side down, I believe. Yeah, wrong side up, right side down. Lauren, you did good on this pattern. So far, I like it. Now, I'll have to move my zipper pulls in and out of the way because we're going to sew that together at a larger seam allowance. So. Yeah, I'm going to reach in there and move this one zipper pull out of the way. And this one as well. These are pretty good sized zipper pulls too, so definitely want to move those. Okay, let's see how we did. Oh, this is so unique, guys. I love it. So we're gonna fold those wrong sides together and we're gonna top stitch. I'm just kind of pressing that with my hand. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh, you guys. If you didn't get the box, you should definitely go get this pattern. It's very cute and unique. Now, I don't usually carry big bags, but I might actually carry this one. I am just clipping the sides so they stay nice and straight. Okay, that's top stitch. And I think I'll top stitch from this side. Throwing things, guys. Hold on. Cute. All right, now we're going to take our other top, our last exterior top piece, which for me is the purple. And we're going to lay that right side down on top of our zipper. What time is it? I got to go take Tony some lunch. Okay, I'm going to baste this in place. You could use double-sided tape too. I'm just going to baste it. 1/8 inch. Just be mindful of your zipper pulls. Yeah, I'm going to get those out of the way. Okay, that was just a basting of your top on your zipper. Okay, so that's what I did. I just basted that on, and now we're going to grab our other lining piece. Yeah, so now lay your other lining piece right sides down. I had to read through that. You know, sometimes you just have to read through things a couple times. They just don't make sense to me. It's not the way it's written. It's me. And this piece is way too long for some reason, and that's okay. So now we're going to sew that together at the larger seam allowance in the pattern. In there and get my zipper pull out of the way. I don't know why I cut that too big, but I did, so let's just trim it up. One of my zipper lining pieces was like 1/2 inch too long. Who knows? Who knows what you do when you're cutting things out, you know? Now, we are going to turn this over and top stitch here. Make sure that the seam is underneath here so it doesn't lay weird. And weird is a very technical sewing term. Okay, so both of our pocket linings are down here. We're top stitching on the top. Through the seam. Lauren, I love this design. I can't wait to see how big these pockets are going to be. Okay, I'm going to move that out of the way. I know. I love it, actually. All right, so now, oh my gosh. So this is what it looks like on the back. You haven't closed your pocket, but you've got your linings right sides together. And now you have two full, really pretty good sized pockets. Okay, so the next bit is to clip your pocket together, and we're gonna turn this over and sew down the sides and across the bottom, and then we're going to divide the pockets. No, it's weird. So I'm just dividing them like she tells you to in the pattern. I don't know if you can see that, but I can. So down the sides and over and up to divide the pockets. I'm just going to come up that line. Turn around and come back down. Same stitch. And then finish my pockets. You're going to have some excess on this side. I know it's hard to hear me, sorry. You'll have some excess on one side of your bottom. Just make sure that your outside piece is out of the way. Now, I am going to trim that off. You don't need this excess down here having any chance of getting in your way. And then I'm also trimming this out of my way on both sides. I don't know that she tells you to do that, but I am. I don't need that in my seam. So. The less in the seam, the better. So now what you have is completed pockets. Look how big that is. You guys, Lauren, this is a great pattern. Okay, next step. So we're gonna work on our strap connectors next. And I have 6 of them in 2 pieces. So once I get them sewn, I'll divide them down. I'll cut them in 6 pieces rather than sew, 6 pieces. I'm sewing 2. So I divided them down the middle and I'm folding them in. There's a raw edge on the inside. You won't see it. And then I'm going to stitch down each side at the seam, at the top stitch width in the pattern. pay attention to it because it's a little different than what we normally do. Okay. Okay, sorry, I had the pattern there. So I cut these into 6 pieces, just like she tells you. The raw is on the inside. And I just put a piece of double-sided tape, and I'm gonna fold that down. I'm gonna try and be as consistent as I can. I should probably mark it, but and then fold the bottom up. And if you don't have tape there, they don't stay, even if you clip them. So that's what you should have. Oops. So there should be 2 D-ring connectors, just like that. Let's do the other D-ring, if I can find my D-ring. She has really, look how big these D-rings are. I like them. And then I'm going to fold that down and fold the bottom up, and I'm going to repeat that with my square rings. All right, so take your square rings and measure how she tells you to in the pattern as far as how far over. And I put a piece of 1/2-inch double-sided tape on the back so I could get them to stick while I get them ready to sew. Okay, so we're over and down a certain amount. And that's to the top of the vinyl. Okay. Perfect. All right, we'll sew those on. I'm going to go ahead and put the other ones on. One more. Look at me go, hitting the trash can. Yep. All right. Now we're going to stitch a little box. I know, it's a box. It's very scary. I'm going to start down here, and I'm going to pull these threads to the back. That's my plan. Oh, hold on. Let's try that again. I didn't have my needle down. When I took my foot off the pedal. It's very bad, Barb. Now I'm going to go as far as I can up here. So that's about it. Turn. And then I'm going to turn and go backwards. gotta clean my needle. It's getting very sticky. I'm just gonna back stitch. I didn't leave enough thread to pull it to the back, and that's fine. It looks good. Okay. Now I'm gonna repeat that with the other 4. Okay, we're gonna sew our base together. Sorry. At the seam allowance in the pattern. I just matched my centers. And I'm gonna use this again, you guys. Because I don't have a mark on my plate for the seam allowance. I'm gonna try it. The only thing I don't like, I need to move it up a little. I mean, I don't know why I haven't used it. I get a lot of questions about my machine. In fact, I've gotten 2 today. This is a Sailrite fabricator, sailrite.com, SAILRITE.com. It's my first industrial, and I wouldn't probably have any other machine, honestly. Now, hold on, I need to see if we're gonna top stitch, but I was checking to see where the seam allowance was, and it's behind the base. And now we're just gonna top stitch that. I didn't use any interfacing. I'm just thinking about that now. I didn't use any interfacing in this bag. The vinyl is not particularly thick. Let's see. Let's add the other side. We'll see how it looks. I mean, this thing, it's fantabulous. I don't know why I haven't used it, but I'm going to. It's a big bag, so roll it if you have to. Amazing. Simply amazing. Okay. Now we're going to put our sides together and sew those. We do want to match these seams over here on the side. I'm trying to use clips. And they may not match. I say that because they may not match because of the zipper. Let me see. This first one is matching perfectly. This one is 2. Okay, never mind. Yep. Let's get this one. I don't know why, but this one seems shorter. Very odd. Let me see what's going on here. All right, now we're going to sew that at the seam allowance in the pattern. All right, let's do this other side. See how this is mostly out of the seam? My lining pocket, I like it. And she even talks about she does not trim her seams. Interesting. Most people do. I'm not going to do it because she says not to. She doesn't do it. Now we're going to fold these together. And you can splay open that seam if you want to. You don't really need to. I don't because of my machine, but I'm going to. And I'm talking about this seam right here. I'm gonna have to go get some water. And let's do this side. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. It's about weird. Don't know. I'm sure it's something I cut wrong. It's okay. And then we're gonna do those corners the same allowance in the pattern. I love it. Okay, this doesn't really help here, so I'm just gonna remove that. I think I ran out of bobbin again. Oh my gosh, I did. I have another one ready to go. This is text 80, so it doesn't go nearly as far. So when you're thinking about how many bobbins you need, it really depends on your thickness of thread and how far it's going to go. Notice I'm not putting my finger underneath my needle. Not doing it. I'm not doing it. Scary. All right, let's do this other side. That was perfect time to run out of bottom. All right, let's turn it right side out. I think she tells you to do that now. Oh, you guys, this looks so good. Wow. Look how cute that is. Now, it's a slouchy bag, but I think with the lining, it'll be okay. Yeah. Now, we're going to add our side D-rings now. Let me check. All right, so measure down from the top edge and place your D-ring on the side seam. So I measured down and I marked it, taking my double-side tape off. And that's where the top edge of your connector goes, not the top of the D-ring. And just center that on your side seam. Beautiful, just like that. Oh, you can't see it, can you? Just like that. Now we're gonna stitch around that just like we did the square rings. Okay. I'm gonna pull my threads a little here. There we go. Make sure your side is nice and flat too. You know what? So here's what I'm gonna do, and you may want to too. I am gonna flatten out those side seams with some double-sided tape. So it's just just up here, so it's nice and flat. I'll show you here. So these side seams, I'm just putting a little piece of double-sided tape, and I'm gonna splay open those seams so that when I attach the D-ring, it's nice and flat. It'll make a big difference, I think. If I can get the paper off the tape. Oh. Yeah. So that's what it should look like now. A big difference. All right. Let's do that on the other side. And the tape on this vinyl, for some reason, sticks really good. So it's a good option for this particular vinyl. It doesn't work on every vinyl. Okay. So take the tape off, both sides. And splay that seam open. Oh yeah. Game changer, guys. Perfect. Now we can do this, and it's a nice flat seam. Just saying. Make sure you don't have your other side underneath here, though. Okay, here we go. One more stitch. And come up just a little so you don't miss a stitch. Perfect. Okay. And over. It's a little awkward. If you have a cylinder arm, it might be good to do it on the cylinder arm, honestly. I have a cylinder arm, but I'm not doing it on there. I should. Now I'm going to back stitch so it's nice and not in the way of my D-ring. Perfect. These she doesn't call for rivets on these either, and I really don't think it needs it. So now they all look alike. They have that box there. Let's do this other one. Perfect. Just checking. I don't have anything under there. It shouldn't be. Okay. My light is really getting in my way. That's funny. Turn and go backwards. Let me make sure there's nothing under there. There was something under there. Oh my gosh, I caught this. I did. It's okay. Let me fix it. That's the beauty of having a cylinder arm. You'd have no chance of getting anything underneath there. So let me get this fixed. Needed to go over it again so it would be secure. Oh my gosh, it just looks so good. Okay. So there's your strap connectors for your crossbody strap, and then these are for the handles. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to top stitch the bottom. That's okay. That's all right. All right, I moved over to Thor, and because I had forgotten to top stitch this, I did it on Thor. Perfect in every way. All right, now I'm going to do the handles. So these are 2 pieces. Let me see. 2-inch pieces. Gonna fold in to the middle. Nothing secret about that. So it becomes 1 inch, and then we're gonna make them kind of faux, she calls them faux rolled. So I'll do one, and then I'll do the next one on fast forward. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing or not. Yeah. Okay. So I made my handles 1 inch longer than what she suggests in the pattern. Partly because I didn't want to waste any of this fabric, number 1. And number 2, it just was easier to do it. And I like my handles a little bit longer, honestly. All right, now I got to figure out where my 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let me see if I can find my little, I'll just use this. Sorry, I always forget I have this. Okay. So keep in mind the top stitching on this is different than a normal top stitch. Hold your threads, Barb. Another little magnetic seam guide. I don't know where it is. I'll have to find it. I'm kind of into it now that I use that one over there. Okay, let's do this again. I mean, gosh, you know, if you have a seam guide, and seam guides aren't very expensive, but look how straight that is with the seam guide. Now, measure up what she tells you to in the pattern and make a mark on the wrong side. Jackie, you want to come see Mom? Jackie's here, huffing and puffing. Hi, sweet girl. She's over here, you can't see her. Come here, come over here. There, say hi. Say hi, Jack. Hi, sweet girl. She's my old girl. She's gonna be 12. All right, you have to go out. Out. I know. I fed her and I left her outside an extra few minutes. Bad mom. And she's all hot. She's a hot girl. She always breathes like that, but it's so hot that... All right, now we are gonna put a piece of tape. I'll just use this. Let me see how she tells you to do it, because then you can see. Yeah. Between the, excuse me, between these 2 marks, we're going to, my tape is stuck on my piece. That's the only thing about Thor is I just don't have the space like I do over there. And I'm just putting this down one side between the two marks that she gives you in the pattern. Just one side. And I've got some stuff stuck to it. Okay. Beautiful. Then we're going to take that tape off and we're going to fold those two sides together. Get them as even as you can between those two marks. You can do regular handles if you don't want to do this as well. So that's what you should have. So there's your faux rolled handle, except it doesn't have any raw edges, which is really nice. Now I'm going to make this mark on the outside so I know where to start and stop. Okay, and we're going to stitch 1/8 of an inch from that. And get this out of the way. I'm going to back stitch too. Let me see where my mark is. Okay. I can hardly see it. There it is. This is a great way to do it, really. And a lot of people like the rolled handles because it's easier to grab and go, you know. I personally like them. I got thread on me. All right, burn your threads. Poor Jackie. I'm so sorry, sweet girl. So there you go. No raw edges, which I really, really like. All right, I'm going to repeat that with the other handle, and I'll do that on fast forward. All right, so set your two handles aside for now, and we're going to work on the inside. And add some double-sided tape to your zipper overlay and measure down what she tells you to in the pattern, centered. And then just like any other zipper overlay, we're going to stitch around the outside. So just like this, we're going to stitch around the outside. I love my Thor. Man. He is a wonder. I am going to back stitch here. Just a couple stitches. Okay. Now we're going to cut out the center, just like any other zipper overlay. Just once again, don't cut your overlay. You'll regret it. Especially this gorgeous cork. Gorgeous. Uh-oh. Just got an alert from, says a gator attack. People don't realize there are, in every body of water in Florida lives a gator. You cannot assume because it might be a small pond or that there's no gators. They're everywhere. Most of the time you can't see them, but they are there. All right, there you go. Next, so take your zipper, and I always put my zipper pull on, and we're gonna stitch that at a 1/4 inch. Or so. It doesn't have to be, this doesn't have to be perfect. And then we're going to turn that and stitch that down. So it's nice and flat. Now you could probably iron this because it's ironable water resistant canvas, but I stitch these all down now, whether it's cotton, whatever it is. I find it just easier to do a quick row of stitches myself, but you do you. You could tape it down too if you wanted. Now we're going to repeat that on this other side. So right side up, lay this, matching your side seams, and repeat that. Jackie, I'm so sorry. You're making so much noise. She's breathing hard. I gave her fresh water. Poor doggy. She always breathes heavy though. She has always breathed heavy. Even as puppy. Kendall didn't. It's the weirdest thing. I have no idea why. Okay, I'm gonna burn these threads because all right, same thing. Turn that over and baste that seam down. Nice and flat. I'm gonna go iron this so it's flat. All right, I ironed everything, and I have double-sided tape on each side of my zipper, and we're gonna add that into our overlay. I'm just doing it one side at a time. And I ironed everything just so it'd be nice and crisp. And my zipper pull is going to the left. You can do it either way you'd like. That's the standard direction, but either way you want to do it is okay. And then we're going to stitch around the inside with your zipper pocket splayed open. Hold on. Okay. You know what? Let's put our little table on. It's a pretty good sized piece, so I think it'll help to have the table on. Let me grab my threads without getting my finger under there by chance. Very aware of that now, guys. Very. Okay. Oh, this is going to be so much easier. All right. You can put your full table on here, but I don't think it needs it. I just need a little support for this piece. All right. I'm going to start down here, and we will backstitch. Hold your threads. There we go. I need to check my bobbin. I didn't do it. I think I'm okay. Perfect. So that's what you should have. And you should have a free zipper back here. And now we're just going to pull those down. And there's extra. Don't worry about that. There will be extra on your bottom. Oh my gosh, I'm throwing clips everywhere. All right, turn it right side up and fold it over, and we're gonna stitch down the sides, and we're leaving the bottom open, but I'm gonna fold it up. I'll show you, I haven't done it yet. So I'm just folding it up about 1/2 inch. There's plenty of pocket here. Plenty. folded it up about 1/2 inch there, and we'll turn that here in a minute. So let's repeat that on this side. It's a big bag. I'm having trouble keeping it out of my way. It's not that big, Barb. Don't exaggerate. Okay. So now, oh, another clip. I'm gonna have to pick my clips up. So since we folded that over, we can fold these out, and then when we go to close this pocket, it'll be nice and even. Do you see how that goes? Now this stuff finger presses pretty good. See what I mean? I love it. Next step. All right, so we're gonna work on the zipper placket now. So take your zipper pull. She tells you what length, and we're gonna just do our 90-degree angle and baste that in place. Not baste it, but you know what I mean. Sew it. Some people have said that they can get theirs to burn. I have tried it. I think Lauren's the one that does that. I cannot get it to work and stay. So I tried. I did try it. I tried it. I always get rid of my pens immediately, because if I don't, I end up having them on the floor. And Tony walks around bare feet, so I don't, but he does. And it would be very bad if he stuck himself with a pen. Yep, it would be. So I'm just cutting that excess off on both sides. And then we'll burn those ends. Okay. Now, on all 4 of your lining plackets, measure down what she tells you to in the pattern on both ends. And I'm using double-sided tape, and I fold it down to that mark. So I've done that on 3 of them already. Now, I hope I got these pretty even, because it does make a difference. So, I am going to just put a clip on the end here so my zipper pull doesn't come off, although it's not the end of the world. And then we're going to lay this just shy of the end. And clip that in place, or you can tape it and stitch that together, the seam allowance. Just, you're basting it, basically. Okay. Feels like my tension is a little tight, although my stitches look perfect. So I'm not messing with it. Okay. And then we're gonna add another zipper placket right on top of that and do a little bigger seam allowance. Now I did this all out of the water resistant canvas. You could certainly do the top out of the vinyl. Either way works. Okay, let's do it. There are so many ways to do these zipper plackets. You know, this is just her way, but you could certainly do your own way of doing a zipper placket. Now, I'm getting down here, and this is a little long, so I'm going to pull it up and have it match. I want my ends to match, so that's the beauty of using tape too, I will say, for those. And then we're going to pull those together and top stitch all the way around. Now you could iron this. I suppose I could, but this finger presses really well. Okay. And then just top stitch by the zipper and all four sides actually. I need to check my bottom. And we'll repeat that exact same process with the other side of the zipper. Let me check my bobbin. So take your zipper panel right side up. We're going to center it on the logo, on the zipper panel with the zipper pocket, and you want your zipper closing and opening the same way. And we're just going to baste that in place. did go iron my zipper and my zipper panel. Okay. And now we're going to add one of our top lining panels and sew that together at the full seam allowance, which I need to check what that is. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah. It's a fairly decent seam allowance. I'm kind of surprised. It'll be fine though. Make sure your zipper pulls are out of the way. Pull. And then we're going to turn that up and top stitch on the lining panel with the seam we just created underneath. It doesn't want to go that way, but you're going to have to make it. Fray there, and then we're going to repeat that with our other lining panel. Let's see which is the right side. Right here. Oops, I didn't mark my centers. I'm like, where's my center? So we're just basting the zipper panel on top here, right side up. And then we'll add our lining top here. Just like this. do this full seam allowance. And then do the same thing. Fold that over and top stitch with the lining underneath. I mean the seam we just created underneath the lining panel. I'm trying to decide which way to do it. I think it'd just be easier to do this way. Okay. It's a big bag. I'm just feeling underneath that it's nice and flat. Okay. Perfect. Next up. All right, add your base to one of the bottoms, and we're going to sew that at a bigger seam allowance. So just be aware of what that is. Let me see. What it is for me. There we go. I don't know why I get in a kick of not using these seam guides, and they're so helpful. If you have one, use it. Let's do the other side. We're going to open this into a zipper pocket because that's how we're going to turn it. There's no interfacing on this, so I think it should be fine to turn it through that. And these are not heavy materials either, so. Famous last words. So I'm closing this bottom off. And then we're going to box the corners just like we did on the outside. Oops, now we're going to do the sides. Got to put the sides together. And we're going to start at one seam allowance and get larger as we go down. Very common. All right, turn your lining right side out and turn your exterior wrong side out. You could actually do it either way, but this is how she tells you to. Now, because I have a zipper pocket here, I want this to be in the back. So my 2 zipper pockets are on the front. I'm going to turn this, and we're going to put that zipper pocket in the back. Love it. Now you're going to have to put your zipper placket down in. We don't want to sew on top of that. So like this, we're going to have to push that down. It doesn't want to do that because we made it an uppy. So it's a little perky. That's okay. Now you can nestle your seams on your sides here, or you can splay them open. I'm just going to splay them open. It fits really good. I'm going to need some more clips though. Here's some more. So clip all that all the way around and then top stitch all the way around with the seam allowance in the pattern. Fits perfectly, I have to say. Perfect. All right, I'm going to take my table off, so hold on. All right, let's sew this together at the top. The seam allowance in the pattern. It's actually a pretty good seam allowance for top. Gotta get this out of here. It drives me crazy. I'm just making sure my zipper pocket is down in there. Perfect. All right, let's turn this baby out. Let's make sure I caught everything good. Yep, perfect. All right. Now, for this, we're gonna roll these seams, and the seam is this seam. It's not, the zipper panel is not sticking up. And then we'll top stitch. So I'm gonna start on the back over here, but I am gonna pull these seams to the inside when I'm done. So I'm gonna start right there. So I'm not gonna back stitch. I know, living dangerously, I love it. Make sure all your square rings and D-rings are out of the way. Thor, my man, you're a beast. This to the back so I don't have to worry about which thread is which thread. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to hold on to my threads. Oh gosh, that's funny. All right. Now I'm going to trim these so they're about the same length. Otherwise, it's so hard to make a knot. Three knots. Oops. Hot orb. Oh my gosh, that is so perfect when you do that. It's the way to go, guys. Pull your threads to the back or to the inside. This is cute. All right, now I'm going to close up my zipper pocket. Then we'll attach the handles, which I might have to finish this tomorrow. Now, if you didn't want to add a crossbody, you could just add the handles, or if you didn't want to add handles, you just wouldn't need these connectors. I like to have the option of both. Oh my. That is a cute bag. I really like it. All right, let me grab my straps, or my handles. Oh boy, so cute. All right, let's put these on. Just make sure it's not twisted. So we're going up and through. Let me just see how she does. These are just riveted in place. You just want to make sure that you're staying between your threads there. So you're not decreasing the integrity of your handle. I'm a little surprised there's just one rivet. I think it'll be fine. I suppose I could add 2. We'll see. I think this will be fine. You just want to make sure they're nice and even on both sides. Okay, just like that. Now let's do the other side. My rivets. Okay, so up and through, just like this. All right, let's make sure it's not twisted up and through. Okay, let me press those. Here it is, guys. The Sarah bag by MoreMeKnow. Isn't that cute? You have 2 really good sized pockets here. They go all the way to the bottom of the bag. Now here, I have my cell phone here. Let's just see if it fits. It does not. It's too big. Well, no, it doesn't fit. Keys, a smaller cell phone. This is iPhone 14 Pro Max. So you have 2 handles, and then you have a crossbody. Then you have a top zipper closure with a huge zipper pocket in there. And It's a good size bag. Look at that. So I put my zipper pocket, my phone in this inside zipper pocket, which I feel better about anyway. Now, there's all kinds of other options. You could easily put a slip pocket back here. Now, the interesting thing is this bag has no interfacing, 0, right? None. And it looks great. It doesn't need it. I'm actually very surprised. It is so cute. I love the design. So a couple things I would change for fabric choices. I'm thinking. I think for the top zipper panel, I would use vinyl on the outside instead of the lining. And I would probably put some Decaville Heavy on the outside bottom, just to give it a little strength down there. It's not really necessary. It is so cute though. The Sarah, let's see what she calls it. Sorry. The Sarah bag by MoreMeKnow. Now there is an option for another zipper pocket on the backpack. I don't like particularly backpacks, so I didn't do it. I'm a little surprised these pockets aren't deep enough. Oh, I just hit myself in the nose. Oh gosh. Yeah, they're not big enough. Darn. I was really hoping they'd be big. Well, no, they're not big enough. You know, the phones these days are huge. It's kind of crazy. But you could put sanitizer in there. You could put your keys in there. You could put a small billfold in there. I mean, there's all kinds of things you could do. So there it is. The Sarah bag by MoreMeKnow. Absolutely adorable. Look at that. I did a little tag for a little pop of color. Thanks for watching. Be sure to go get the pattern and go get the materials. Get started.